Good kill!
Okay, Sam launch, stroke 8, nose 5, low. Break right!
Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're doing dogfights between the Mirage and the F-18 Hornet. Originally I wanted to do some J11 content for you guys, J11 versus F-15s. However, due to a bug in DCS multiplayer with the tracks, it's going to make it very difficult for me to make that, so we're going to wait until Eagle Dynamics fixes that bug, and then I will bring that kind of content out. But until then, we're going to do Mirage versus F-18 Hornet, just round after round of dogfights. I'm just really practicing my Mirage right now. I'm not great, I'm not terrible I don't think, but I am going to practice a little bit. That's what's going on here. Getting some help from my good friend Thor, who's going to be flying the F-18 Hornet for us here today. So yeah, let's dive right in. Alright guys, let's get started. So yeah, I'm just out here practicing with Thor. He's flying the F-18 Hornet. I'm flying the Mirage. As you guys know, I'm kind of learning the Mirage right now. Getting used to it and all of its capabilities. And we got a bit of a bug going on with DCS multiplayer, so it's making it difficult for me to do any other content. So I was just doing this practice. I thought I would post it. You guys might find it interesting. Here comes the Mirage here. The Hornet's gonna scream right over the top. There she goes. Okay, we're gonna brake to the right here and see, look at him. I'm getting nice tight turns, look at that. Far superior turn rate than the Hornet in that merge. He did merge very fast. So here he goes, he's kind of low altitude here as he tries to pull up and get back on my level, my altitude. We're diving down on him too. So here we go, now we're sitting nicely on his 6 o'clock, and he's trying to get creative here. He's trying to jink. Those rounds went right past him. There he goes, that was a nice little move, but it's not going to be good enough against the Mirage. The Mirage's ability to just bleed its airspeed is second to none, basically. He tried to go through the clouds there and screw me up, but I kept a lock here. Here we go, once again we're diving into the clouds. And so here I am on his 6. Looks like he's trying to extend. Okay, here he goes. We're pulling vertical, and he's going to try to invert and see if he can force an overshoot here. And he gets lucky. That was millimeters off the tip of his wing there. And as you can see, I'm still sitting on his 6 o'clock. Now he is in full burner, and that is going to make it slightly harder for him. But here we go, we're going to get real close. Ouch. I put like 50 rounds into his spine there. God damn, that looked like it hurt. Alright, here we go. I gotta get those flood and instrument lights on. I'm a sucker for any aircraft that has the red lights in the cockpit. The Mirage, the MiG-21, the F-14. I think it looks fantastic. But alright, here we go. Off in front, bearing what looks like 265, 267. Sorry, 270. We got a Hornet. Once again on the merge, he's gonna brake to my left, I'm gonna brake to the right here. And he's once again reducing his altitude dramatically this time. That's a huge dive. That's gonna be a mistake doing that because it's gonna add a tremendous amount of speed to him as he does that. He's also in full burner as he does that. That's gonna make him very fast. And what that's going to do is allow me to just slot in on his 6, because I'm going to just cut burner in the initial merge turn, and I'm going to be able to pull a tighter turn than him. His speed is going to be tremendously high as he dives with full burner on. He's basically asking me to sit on his 6 o'clock like that. And so now he's got that problem. He's got a Mirage on his 6, he's tremendously fast, and he's got to come up with a solution now and how he's going to get rid of me. And look at that turn. That's a beautiful turn. Well done. But it's not going to be enough to get a Mirage off him. Just going to simply loop back around. Looks like he pulled a very high G turn there to be able to make that what looked like an overshoot, really. I've got to call it what it is. But he lost a lot of airspeed doing it. Got to get some rounds off there. He's going to get lucky with that one. Looks like they flew right by his cockpit. Alright, we're just going to make sure that we don't hit the ground here. Now he does have me slow. It's not really where I want to be in a Mirage. I want to have a little bit more energy than this. And we got him locked up in the vertical here again. Looks like he's coming back down. Whoa. Looks like, oh yeah, he came in a little too shallow, a little bit low on energy, almost crashed. Now he has to extend to get his energy back, and any advantage he had gained by doing all those turns and all that stuff is gone. I'm right back on his 6 o'clock here. And looks like he's gonna climb and dive again. He looks like he might try the same thing he did last time. He's gonna reverse his turn. I'm gonna cut the throttle just to make sure I don't overshoot him here. I am having a little bit of trouble getting visual on him. There he is. Alright, and we're just gonna pull right ahead of him. A little bit low on speed again here. See, he's making it difficult. The Mirage does not like to be this slow. And this is really where the Hornet can turn the tables if it plays its cards right. His mistake here is that he keeps constantly climbing for altitude and allowing me to climb with him and dive back down, get that energy back. He's extending for a little bit too long as well. Those extensions are making it easy for me again to regain my energy. So he's basically giving me exactly what I need in this situation. You really want to stay low to the ground and continue to pull a sustained turn at your corner speed, and you'd be able to knock the Mirage off your tail like that. It wouldn't be able to keep up in that department. Here we go. Oof. Oof. I'm pretty sure I just sawed him in half there. It's a hard lesson learned. Ooh. Bam. That looked like it hurt. Alright, let's get that next round. Alright, here we go again. Just turning off the nav lights. Don't want to fight like a noob. Alright. Let's see how he's going to merge this time. I'm going to continue to push my speed up here. We're getting close to 1.0 Mach 1. And here comes the merge. Something tells me this merge is going to be real spicy. I'm going to initiate the turn a little bit quicker, and I'm going to go vertical. There we go. I've lost a little bit too much energy, lost control of the aircraft just a little bit. I can still luckily make him out, so I'm just going to turn into him. The vertical scan is going to pick him up nicely here. We're going to dive down on him. He should really be climbing to meet me, but I'm not sure he knows exactly where I am. Here we go, he's seen me now, and he's trying to get creative, and look, it's just not enough. The Mirage is just way too good at cutting its energy down to almost nothing within a few seconds. An aircraft with capabilities like that is a hard aircraft to make overshoot. It really does come down to pilot error if you're going to make a Mirage overshoot. It's very difficult. Now he's trying to get a little bit too creative here. It's going to cost him because he's so low on energy. There it is. Pretty sure one of those rounds went right through the cockpit, so pilot's brain is splattered all over the pit right now. Yeah, if you get a little too creative with it, that close a range, you just become a stationary target. Become very difficult to kill, or sorry, very easy to kill in that situation. Alright, let's get the next round. Here we go again. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the Mirage, man. It's definitely a very, very strong dogfighter. In terms of energy retention, it's very good, and in terms of bleeding energy, it's very good. Bleeding energy is an advantage and also a disadvantage. If you make a mistake, it could be very costly, very unforgiving. But used properly, you could definitely give any aircraft a run for its money with the Mirage. Let's see what he decides to do this time. Looks like, ooh, he's gonna merge inverted. Okay. Alright, here we go. Looks like we're diving again. Again, the diving is not great. It's not a great idea. It's making it very easy for me to just out-turn him and get on at 6 o'clock. See, look. And alright, he's doing well that time. I'm pulling a lot of G's here. It is only a matter of time, however, before I get my nose around. About 200, 180, 170, and we're on the 6. And you saw that he tried to point his nose, but he just wasn't able to. He didn't have the energy to pull it off. Just didn't have the nose authority. He was also very low on energy at that point. Here he goes inverting, trying to get some of his energy back. Once again, doing the same thing, just diving for the ground. Maybe trying to drag me low and do that low and slow fight again. We'll see. He's trying to pull those sustained turns and bleed my energy. Full afterburner now. See, and now he's extending. He's extending a little too much. Any energy he managed to make me bleed, I've regained. He's gonna go vertical. It's not a bad decision based on the distance that we are apart. It's relatively safe. If I was closer, it would be very dangerous to go vertical like that. And again, here you go, he's diving, he's hoping that I'm fixated on the target and I'm going to be overshooting him. That's what he's kind of counting on here, I think, because he keeps trying to entice me into going in really fast. Let's see if I can stay on his 6 here as he pulls these shenanigans. I'm pulling a lot of lead here, trying to get closer to him. A lot of lead. Lucky on those. There it is. Ouch. Oof. God. Yeah, he ate a lot of 30mm that time. You notice how the pilot never ejects? It's because he's dead. You don't survive 30mm hits like that. There's just no way. It's unbelievable. They're so nasty. So nasty. Look at that. Boom. Another one bites the dust. So there was quite a lot of you asking for more dogfight footage, but you know, like longer segments and things like that. Instead of just a 5 or 6 minute video, you wanted longer videos. So this is kind of what that is. It's almost like a stream, right? Round after round. For anybody who's interested in the Mirage, I'm sure it's somewhat entertaining. I'm also practicing a little bit here, so it's good for me too. And there's the merge. Once again, Thor is going to dive. You cannot dive, my brother. Alright, here we go. We got him locked up again. Wonderful. Okay, there it is. I hope you guys can make him out on the screen there. I can clearly see him. It's just YouTube compression sometimes ruins the finer details. So here we go. We're just gonna... I want to pull some lead, but I'm a little nervous because we're nose down like this. I'm afraid we might overshoot. So I'm just gonna give him some lag. A little bit of lag pursuit here. And alright, we're on a 6. And good luck to him. He has a Mirage glued to his ass now. And honestly, as soon as that happens, man, like, it's basically game over for you. Like, the Mirage pilot has to do something really stupid for you to win. Look at that. He's trying to... It's a hard break to the right here. He's pulling some extremely high G's. Look at my energy. Look at me. 420, 430, 425. He just cannot shake me, man. He cannot shake me. He's still got full burner on. You gotta at least cut that burner. Look at this. Turn reversals. Basically anything he can pull out of the book. He's trying here. And he's trying hard to stay alive, but the Mirage, man, this is what she does. There we go. Look at this. Look at this. He just cannot do it. Even here, he actually almost managed to turn inside me, but it's not going to be good enough. He does have me pretty slow here, and he's trying to maintain, he's trying to stay slow to the ground this time, and low. He almost hit the ground there, so he kind of screwed that up. He's gone vertical. He's diving back down. He's extended a little too far. Gave me time to regain my energy state. And I'm back on his tail at about 200. Right now, we're probably around 150 again. And he is also having difficulty maintaining those flight speeds. And there it is. That's a dead pilot again. 100% dead pilot. Every time. God, the Mirage is so deadly, man. So deadly in a dogfight. Like, good luck to you. You see a Mirage on your ass, you're in trouble, man. You are in big trouble. I do appreciate Thor doing this over and over again. I'm sure it gets a little frustrating constantly having a Mirage on your tail that is just glued there and you can't get him off. I know I probably wouldn't be able to take more than a couple rounds of this before my ego started to take a beating. But yeah, I appreciate Thor doing this. It's letting me get some really good practice in the Mirage. The gun sight is really one of the bigger weaknesses too, the snake that they use. It's a terrible gun sight. But once you get used to the bullet deflection, it becomes a little bit easier. The 30mm rounds of the Mirage are also very heavy, so you have to get pretty close to your target if you're gonna have any chance of hitting him without wasting too much ammo. So here's Thor once again diving, and it's, I mean, I get it. Even if he did a horizontal turn, he probably wouldn't be able to turn into me, but he would have a chance maybe. It's just every time that you dive, you don't have a chance at all. I'm just gonna sit on your 6 every time. And this becomes basically just a exercise on how to get a Mirage off your tail. Which, you know, as we've seen, it's not very easy to do. Alright, so he's doing this low on the ground thing. What he's not getting right is just the speeds. Like, look at his burner there. I know that it seems very scary to come out of burner and slow yourself down when you have somebody on your tail like this. But really, you don't want to be, well, you don't want to do that. That's one way to get a Mirage off you. Alright, so we're gonna try not to hit the ground this time. Man, I've done that before too. Sometimes you're just looking back and you lose kind of situational awareness of the way the aircraft is pulling, and it's difficult in a sim because you don't have the G-forces that would help you to feel the aircraft. So like, you're looking back trying to see the guy on your 6 o'clock and you just end up diving into the ground. We're gonna merge inverted, and Thor loves to dive. He loves to dive. I think what he's trying to do is just take the easiest route right to the ground, because he just wants this fight on the ground, which is logical. So it seems like he's sacrificing his 6 o'clock just to drag me down as fast as possible, which, you know, understandable. It's just that once I'm down here on your 6, you're gonna have to get real creative. Here we go. You can see I'm pulling a significant amount of lead on his aircraft. We got some nice lead pursuit going on here, and at 670 knots, that's tremendously fast, which means he is also extremely fast. And we're both pulling some pretty intense G's here. That was about, I think I saw on the HUD there, 9.5 G's. That's preposterous, man. And then here we go. He does manage to do a very, very tight turn. That's a lot of G's. His pilot's definitely throwing up the lunch back there. Alright, there he is. Watch me pull on his 6 o'clock here. If he inverses the turn here, he could, if he reverses the turn, he could definitely have had a situation where I may not have been able to follow him into that just because of the amount of speed I'd lost. He does finally reverse the turn, but it just takes him a little bit too long. He gets lucky with those rounds. There's a good turn reversal, but when you do it and you turn right into his 12 o'clock, you're gonna make it very easy for him to put some rounds into you like that. It's a good idea, it's just wrong altitude. He just basically crossed my 12 o'clock. So if you're gonna turn reverse, nose up or something first. Yeah, so with the turn reversals, as I was saying, they're good and everything, but it's just if you do it, the guy is very close on your 6 and you just turn reverse, you're gonna cross his 12 o'clock and he's just gonna put guns on you like you saw in the last round. What you want to do is, if you're gonna reverse your turn, kind of pull back on the stick, maybe nose down a little bit, you know, try to get out of his direct 12 o'clock. Don't cross in front of his guns, because that will get you killed. That's a hell of a merge right there. Pretty sure I saw his wing go right over my cockpit there. Okay, look at this. Thor is staying kind of horizontal. Alright, and he's diving. It's better though, it's better. We'll see how this plays out for him. Look at it, it's harder for me to get on his 12 o'clock right now. A little bit. It's just because he dove at the end there. He kind of gave it to me. But if he'd stayed horizontal, man, he would have forced me at least into a turning fight. Maybe been able to force a rolling scissor. Again, it's not where you want to be with a Mirage. You don't want to be on a rolling scissor with a Mirage, but it would have been better than just presenting your 6 like this. Alright, so here we go on the 6. Extending quite a ways. Looks like he's got burner off. He could be trying to force an overshoot here. It's a full deflection right turn here. There you go. He's burner on, so he's low on energy. I can tell he's low on energy in that situation. I'm still at about 300. He was burner off for the turn, and then he burnered on. So I'm making an assumption that he was low on speed there. And we are gonna close in a little bit. Ouch. I didn't think those would hit him, but they did. Again, no pilot ejection, bro. Just instant kills every time. It's 2 30mm guns on this thing. Like, good luck to you, man. That's one brave pilot to fight this thing. Alright guys, so we did a whole bunch of rounds there, and I don't really have time to go over every single one. So we're just going to look at the ones that have something worth talking about here. So here I am in the red Mirage, Greek colors, I believe it was. And we got Thor over here flying the American F-18 Hornet. And so here's the merge here. I'm going to hit the merge at about 557, true airspeed of 557, and he seems to hit it at around 500. We'll call that 505 or something. So I'm much faster. He's going to be able to get a nice tighter turn than me. Look at him go here. That's real nice. Now, I wanted to keep my energy high. That's why I kind of merged at a higher speed here. Watch this critical mistake that I make. This is one of the dumbest things I've ever done in a dogfight, but I get away with it. Essentially, I see him coming, and what I want to do is preemptively turn on him. So as he's coming this way, what I wanted to do was time it so that as he went by, I could, you know, have already done halfway of my turn, and I could just slide in behind him. This is kind of what I was going for. However, what I did was I pulled the turn way too soon, and look at this. I didn't expect the Mirage to be able to turn like that. I'm not too experienced in the Mirage just yet. I was not expecting a turn like this, and I just pretty much give him my 6. This is one of the dumbest things you're ever going to see in a dogfight. But what happens here is worth talking about. So when you have somebody on your 6 like this and you're low on speed, you really need to get your speed back. So therefore I'm diving. I know he's not too fast anyway, so I know he's going to pretty much sit on my 6 o'clock. So I'm going to dive to try to get some of my energy back. Now the Mirage is pretty nimble, pretty agile. And so as I'm diving down, I'm doing, you know, all kinds of little moves, just trying to make sure that he can't get, you know, a perfect fire solution. As you can see, he's missing those rounds. He's missing them by not a whole lot, but you know, he's missing them. And so therefore I'm safe. I come down here, true airspeed of 303, and watch this. So at this point, the assumption here was as he's diving with me, I'm going to turn labels back on. I'm at a true airspeed of 400. He's at 299. The Mirage has one of the best abilities in the game of a fighter to bleed its energy really quickly. And so what I do is I'm counting on the fact that he's got a bit of target fixation. Being right on my 6 o'clock like this, he's not paying attention to exactly how fast he's going. He is at a true airspeed of 372 and I'm at 413, so you would think that he's pretty safe in terms of overshooting, but the Mirage's ability to just turn and bleed off airspeed is ridiculous. So he's actually quite fast for the situation that he's in, diving behind a Mirage like that. And then watch what happens here. What I do is I pull vertical, and within a few seconds my true airspeed goes from, what was it, 455 or something, and it's down to 315 within a few seconds, and he's up 10. He gained 10 knots in his true airspeed. So he is in major trouble here. Look at this. It wasn't 455, 415. So I go from 415 to 309 within a couple of seconds just by pulling the nose up. Because the Mirage, just because of its like shape, it just becomes a giant air brake essentially. And so having done that, he's now guaranteed to overshoot. And as he overshoots, I'm just going to roll it over. Look at that true airspeed. Look at that. It took a few seconds. It's down to 150, 130. And there he goes. He overshoots. It's that simple. Right? Watch this again. Just pull vertical, roll it, and sit on his 6 o'clock. That's how you turn the tables. It's very simple in the Mirage. There it is. This is also referred to as kind of a high yo-yo kind of deal. So yeah, there it is. So now I'm just maintaining the horizontal aspect just so I can regain some energy here. He's going to do a loop, which isn't going to help him much. I think he thought I would follow him into that and he would be able to flip the tables a little bit, but at this point he's just presented me with his 6. And he's going to try to do a left break here. I'm just going to sit on a 6. Once that Mirage is behind you, like, it is a bitch to get off. it just glues to the back of the Hornet. So there it goes. Alright, so that's an example of a big mistake right here. It's a huge mistake. Sorry about that, that's my phone. A huge mistake with this turn here. And then a nice little recovery. You know, how to turn the tables back. Alright, so that's going to be this fight. Let's do one more and we'll probably call it. Alright guys, so here is the next tack view we'll do. There is something a little bit interesting to talk about here. So this is just a merge. He does what appears to be a split S. Makes it very easy for me to just sit on his 6 o'clock. And I'm just being a little bit conservative with my guns. I want to make sure that I'm going to get a clean kill. He's going to try to maneuver and try to, you know, force an overshoot with the Mirage here. One thing to watch is the speeds that we're playing at here. We're at about 230 for the Hornet and around 190 there to 200 for the Mirage. Now, what he's done is brought me down to the ground, and one of the disadvantages of the Mirage, due to the delta wing, we won't get too much into the reasons why, because it gets into some advanced engineering stuff, but pretty much like the Mirage at low speeds is going to have a very high AOA, and you just kind of have to point the nose up in order to maintain lift. So if you can get a Mirage to fight you at, you know, pretty low speeds, it's going to have trouble getting a gun solution on you. Like, he can stay on your 6 nicely, but he won't be able to get a gun solution because he's always got to have his nose up just a little bit. And so that's kind of what he's trying to do here. He's got me low to the ground. He's constantly turning and trying to bleed that energy and keep me slow. And you can see that I'm definitely struggling a little bit here. I'm constantly having to pull my nose up, get some altitude, and regain energy to sit back on a 6 o'clock. His only mistake here really is that he's not slow enough, and you know, he's got his sustained turns, but like, look, I'm easily able to stay on his 6. Like, that's not the problem. The problem really is getting a fire solution. And like, here I am still on a 6 o'clock here. Again, he's going vertical and he's giving me what I need to regain energy. If he maintains his altitude low on the ground, I'm gonna be in big trouble. I'm gonna have to constantly disengage from his 6 and pull up to regain energy, not to regain, but convert into gravitational potential energy, so I can dive back down and get my energy back. And because of that, like, that constant up and down is going to be very frustrating for a Mirage, and it could give the F-18 at corner speeds or a little bit slower, it could possibly turn the tables on the Mirage. So that's kind of what he's going for, but he's just not, like, look, as soon as he maintains, that's a great example right here. You see this turn? He didn't go vertical, he just kind of held it at his altitude. And I could not follow that at those speeds. At a truer speed of 196, I just couldn't follow it. I had to pull the nose up and then slide back in behind him. See, I'm diving back down. All right, look at this line. I'm diving back down on him, just trying to get that energy back. And see, he's keeping the energy just a little too high. And so he's gonna die. I'm gonna pay for that. But he almost had it. That was a really good technique he had going there. So yeah, guys, I think that's going to be all for the tack view. I could literally do this all day for all the rounds that we did. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, I'm sorry about the bug. There isn't really much I can do about it. So this is just what I've been doing in the meantime. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.